I use great moments to pull greatness out of great men. I did not send David to slay Goliath. I sent Goliath to prove to David that what resides in him is a giant. And I want those young Davids to know this giant that sits before you today, he is not for your destruction, it is for your construction. You will show the world that you will slay this giant. So you play together, one man with another. You play connected, each man for the other, and you slay this giant.
All right, my fellow Knicks fans, championship season is still on the way. You came here for the real, so we're going to give it up. And in this segment, we're going to get into a nice little mixed bag as we'll take a look at Mike Brown's different defensive lineups, especially with the new guys coming in, defending some of these teams in their complex pick and roll. Cade Cunningham, Luka, and also Jamal Murray and Jokic. So that's a nice little sample size to see how Mike Brown is maneuvering through these different lineups, especially dealing with Karl-Anthony Towns and his lack of mobility in some of these defensive sequences. And speaking of Karl-Anthony Towns, we will be taking a look at his role within this Mike Brown offense. Things are kind of getting complicated, and Mike Brown, to a degree, is going to have to take some of that blame, as we'll also hear from Karl-Anthony Towns directly throwing a little shade at Mike Brown and the overall offense. Like I said, we're going to get into a nice mixed bag with this one, as we'll also hear from the current Pistons coach JB Bickerstaff. He made some very interesting remarks when it comes to the regular season and some of the momentum and confidence that it's building up with the Pistons. Detroit definitely has let it be known this season that the Knicks are on their hit list. So to kick this off, Karl-Anthony Towns in some of these matchups, when he has the advantage against these smaller defenders, like right here against the 76ers, he takes full advantage. And with that aggression, Cat starts knocking down threes. But this is where I got to bring Mike Brown into the fold, because having Cat out here and just operating, this is not his bag. Sometimes this is the position he finds himself within this offense. Just receiving the ball a little bit too far out. Look at the Pistons lineup right here. Everyone's small. Why isn't Cat getting the ball around the elbows or just even around the high post area? Usually when he gets in here around the free throw line, that's when things open up. Guys are just much more wide open as the defense just pretty much collapses on them. See how things opened up now? The defense collapses. But just this 1v1 from out here, especially when you have no big men on this Pistons team, this is too much of this. This has gone on enough. And I know Cat has been taking a lot of the blame, but Mike Brown is going to have to start coming into the fold a little bit here. Again, not all of it falls on Mike Brown. It's Cat right here. Got to be more aggressive. Post him up. Make yourself wide. But instead, he's going to elect to go 1v1 right here with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, this is not his bag right here. Again, two things could be true at once. Just the normal characteristics of a Mike Brown's offense with the ball constantly moving and a lot of three-point shooting, and Karl-Anthony Towns' lack of aggression. But check out right here early in transition. See how he takes advantage of a small team, makes himself big, gets real aggressive. He's got to be like this all the time. This is Oklahoma City's weakness right here. That type of aggression early in transition is exactly how Pascal Siakam has been killing the Knicks. Even going from the Eastern Conference Finals last year into this season, still continuously doing the same thing, just taking advantage of the smaller players. Karl-Anthony Towns has to be on the same bully ball shit. But again, within this Mike Brown offense, is he going to get Cat the ball in the right spots, closer to the hoop, to take advantage of these smaller defenders? It's been an ongoing back and forth between the two all season. Karl-Anthony Towns right here after the loss against the Detroit Pistons, without their two main bigs, have made some comments about the offense.
When the team like the Pistons didn't have Stewart or Duran, was there, I guess, added emphasis game planning for them to run things through you, given the size advantage and the scoring ability, or what did you see in that?
I mean, our offense is our offense. It's been, it is the whole year. So we have our system, and we're gonna, regardless of who's in the game or not in the game, we run the system that we have implement it for our team as to the best of our ability.
Karl, how different does this Pistons team compare to the one that you played in the playoffs last year?
They have experience, and they're more cohesive and more together than ever, and they've had a year to really grow, and all of them are better players than they were last year. So I've spent the time right now talking about the players, but their coaching staff as well is excellent, and they've gotten their players and their team ready for a playoff run.
Damn. When you say shit like our offense is our offense and it's been a whole year, we already have our system. Damn. This right here might be another pivot for Leon Rose, as we seen him have a couple of stumbling blocks while being here in New York. The Kemba Walker move, Evan Fournier not working out, and now with the Tibbs firing, just getting Mike Brown as a coach, there's been a clash between him and Karl-Anthony Towns. And this season is a pivotal moment for Cat, especially with that contract extension coming up. He already was playing with an expensive team out there in Minnesota, and they did not believe in what they were doing enough to run it back one more time after making the Western Conference Finals. Cat had quite a team over there in Minnesota with Anthony Edwards and one of the best defending centers in the league, Rudy Gobert. So him coming into New York, them going out getting Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, and having Jalen Brunson taking a pay cut to play alongside Karl-Anthony Towns, you gotta capitalize or things are gonna start to look like it's you. Once again, Cat's role as a decision maker within this Mike Brown offense, just him at this point, does he have the face-up game to go off the dribble and to make moves and to make the right passes? I mean, for the most part, he's way too far out right here. He should be operating just like this around the elbows or even the high post. Make that defense collapse in more. There's no reason for the defense to even be out of position right here. They don't have to double. Guys don't have to rotate. You trust Karl-Anthony Towns' decision-making at this point, this far out? He's constantly always in this position. You see Mike Brown, when he was out there in Sacramento, he had more of a big that was just had more self-awareness on the court. With Sabonis and also Draymond Green out in Golden State. Them in this role, they just have, like, look at right here. For example, he sets one screen and instantly goes to the next. Just rolls to the rim. Like, Sabonis has a better feel, as well as Draymond Green, for this type of role within that offense. Again, Mike Brown always had guys at that power forward or just that center position who have a better feel of the game. Check out Sabonis right here. After throwing this screen, he's going to reset. He just has a better feel. Cat is not like this. And then he instantly looks for the next set of actions right here. And he reads it perfectly. He just has an overall better command of the floor. He's reading multiple things happening at once. Karl-Anthony Towns, that's not necessarily his bag. Once again, at this point, Mike Brown had the Kings offense rolling, and they were #1 in the NBA at the time. So going down the stretch in these fourth quarters, do the Knicks trust Cat enough to play make out of this and make the proper reads? Look at Julius Randle with the ball at the three-point line. He gets double teamed, stays patient, doesn't mind a little bit of the contact, and is a much better passer. Much better passer. It's almost night and day. Already gave up his dribble. Nowhere to go. Now check out Randle from up top. Got the dribble moves. Don't mind the contact. He looks like a much better fit for the kind of offense Mike Brown is running right now. Leon Rose definitely has some major pivots here in New York. I'm telling you, Mike Brown just kind of getting more seasoned as a coach while he was in Golden State. He was used to having that Draymond Green and Sabonis stimulus package to run that system. But right now in New York, things are starting to fall on him to make that adjustment and have Karl-Anthony Towns fit in. Cat once again at the three-point line. Doesn't have the face-up game to take him off dribble. Remember, everyone right here is small. Cat should be taking advantage or even be receiving the ball out in the elbows. Why is he this far out having to drive like this? That's the play right there that Jalen Brunson was caught shaking his head at. So for the full version of the video, you fellas could definitely check out the links in the description below. Head over to Patreon or even PanKnick.com for a discounted rate where you have the ability to choose whichever video you want to get. I know everyone's tired of these monthly subscriptions adding up, but again, the option is there to purchase on a per video basis just for the price of a cup of coffee. All the support for the channel is deeply appreciated, and this is the perfect medium to exchange that value without any algorithms or just the politics of certain uploads not going through. So until next time, you fellas stay safe. Peace.